Mate, you bastard. You bastard. You've got me through this program, and now I'm just so fired up. I mean, like I was just so much full of energy and boosted. So I knew what you're doing. You were setting me up to succeed, you bugger.
Hello there, collective, and everybody else that's watching. My name is Glen Campbell, and I'm the creator of the BSIM programs, the Conscious Leadership Program, and I'm also the head of the Conscious Leadership Program here at the collective. And today I'm interviewing the inimitable, the irrepressible, the undeniable Quantum Brownie. Welcome, Quantum Brownie. How you doing, mate?
Thank you very much. And when I get that thesaurus, I'll work out what you just said.
It's all good. It's really all very good. Look it up.
Good stuff.
So Brownie, the reason we're getting together today is to discuss a recent experience that you've had that has created far greater clarity and focus in your work and life. Not to mention a significant revitalization there as well, and much more. So please tell us what the cause of this was, what happened, and what has been happening since. Let's begin with the cause.
Yeah, look, I do know when I go back about 3-4 months ago, when I was looking at where the collective was going, looking at where I need to go personally. I was sort of going, well, I need to get more focused on myself and my development, because I'd been, all this year we've basically been building the collective, and I've been putting my heart and soul into building everything up and gathering the right people around me to build this collective. And I do.
Just explain for a moment in simple terms what the collective is all about for those people who are watching here who are
good point.
Not members of the collective.
Yeah, so the collective is basically a bunch of what we would call awake and aware people that understand that we are truly a part of a great awakening, and we are moving into a whole new realm of understanding our history, who we are as people, but more importantly, we're going into a whole new world of what I call sovereign freedom, in that we have been bound in a matrix for centuries. So now we're about to find out who we truly are, and in doing so, we need the skills and the understanding of how to make ourselves better, how to ascend, as they often would say. So for me, what I did was, when I recognized that there was a wealth transference coming on, I started teaching my friends and family about lobster, which I found out pretty early on was regarding seized assets, that through a few executive orders, Donald Trump seized all the assets of the world, and they're being laid out on lobster, which is on the Stellar Network. So the collective started as a result of an interview with Mel Carmine, and it built from there. And now we have thousands of people, both within the collective on Telegram and on YouTube, all learning about this whole ascension process and understanding how to take advantage of the wealth transference. So it's been a lot of fun. And it really is about us growing together as a collective. Absolutely.
Brilliant. I say, let's get back to that experience that you had, and what the cause of that experience was. This was a couple of weeks ago, right?
Yeah. Well, it was sort of like once you come into the collective's life, we all recognised very early on that there was some talents and skill sets that were needed in the collective, and I got to a point where I knew that I had to make some changes. And in life, you either make a change that's on your terms, or it's forced. And I knew I was getting to a point where if I didn't make some changes and choices on my own terms, then it would be forced. So when when we connected and when we brought you into the fold with the collective in what we then called the admin team, we knew that your program, the Best Self-Identity Program, was something that could really benefit not just me, but also the entire collective, and more importantly, right now in this growth phase, helping the admin team, which we now call the leadership team, because that's what they are, help them to grow and develop.
Excellent. That's a good shift, right?
And the shift is this. The shift is this, Glenn. I mean, my view of leaders has always been skewed, because we've seen that the traditional leadership model where the guys on the top barking the orders down below. And as the collective grew and people were drawn to it and drawn into the then admin team, I didn't want to perceive myself as the leader of the group, because my paradigm was that I didn't want to say that I was lording over people, because that was just not me. But when we went into this leadership program, I recognized that yes, I'm a leader, but we're all leading together, we're all growing together, and there's no hierarchical structure. I mean, I find myself looking to all the leaders in the collective for advice all the time, because I know that I can do certain things, but there's others that have got their own skill sets, talents, and of course some experience. And that's where, as a collective, if we draw on each other's experience and we're open and honest and transparent, then great things are going to happen.
So you're telling me that you've transformed your view as a result of doing my program from not wanting to be a leader to being a leader, to developing a collective of leaders. Is that right?
Yes, that's about right. I mean, like the way it came about was that I could see the material in the program was going to help me to define who I was more, but also to get a better handle on the vision I had. Now, when I first started putting together the collective, I knew that my passion was always trying to help as many people get a hold of these seized assets prior to the wealth transference happening through this EBS event that we believe is coming up pretty soon. So that was the main driver, to help people and help as many as possible. And then the other thought process was, well, okay, once we've got the wealth transference, once we have the funds, then it's about helping humanity and rolling out projects and things that will help the world. But what I've come to realize is that it's no good having a wealth transference if you haven't had a mind transference, shall we say. So to me, becoming a true conscious leader, as we now call it, and working on yourself, going within first. When you do that, then things come out of you. So I'm working on myself internally so that I can be the best conscious leader that I can be.
And so let me get this right, see if I understand this. You were talking about this original focus being on financial sovereignty through the ability to, trade XLM on the Lobster network, on the Stellar network, for these seized assets, right? And so that was really all about financial sovereignty. But as a result of the work that we've done recently, around the focus of my program, you've realized that personal sovereignty is a key to financial sovereignty as well. Would that be correct in saying that?
Yeah, that's right. So once you understand who you are, once you understand that you are God's creation, and that you've got the ability to do whatever it is that you desire, then you will start to focus on the things that are important and that are aligned with your purpose and your vision. Now, purpose and vision is and mission statements, vision statements, they're thrown about all the time. But I find, and I know for us as a collective, we went through a process of about 3 weeks battling to try to find out, determine our mission and vision. And we came up with a statement that's page long. What I've been able to do now is to find my heart's desire, my vision, within one sentence.
Your true why. The why.
My true why,
right?
yeah.
The why that Simon Sinek that made him famous, in that TED Talk. It's all about, it must begin with the why. So I remember when we got together to, work on your kind of the discovery of your true higher self. I guess the best way to put that, your true higher source self. You'll remember that, I don't dictate that. I don't use, 5-point Likert scale, a battery of 5-point Likert scales to get to that. What I do is work with you to help you draw it out, because we know that everybody has got their true higher self within them already, and we've really got to rediscover it. I guess that's the process of rediscovering, and then of course being able to articulate that in words. And of course, the more words, if it's paragraphs, you're never going to remember it. You don't get clarity and focus. And so you and I went through that process. I'd really like you to describe what happened, the way, that happened for you inside the context of that. Just explain what happened and how you felt.
Well, it was sort of like when we're going through the self-paced learning. So I was watching the videos, doing the assessments, and then we had to do this self-assessment to just look at values and attributes and passions and so forth. And it was a good process. And then from there, you're able to look at that and go, okay, what does that mean to you? How do you see that? What's that mean? So it was just a process of, and it wasn't so much, it was my words that came out, but you're able to draw it out and sort of massage it in a way that go. And when we got it, we were almost dancing, like the chills, as Mel would say. It was just amazing that when we defined the vision, it was sort of like,
and we're talking.
Well, now I know where to go.
Yeah, we're talking about your personal vision here, not the vision for the collective, because we're going to talk more about that in a minute. But this is your personal vision, right? This is Quantum Brownie's personal vision, his personal why. And so, look, let me ask you: would you be willing to share that personal vision with everybody that's watching?
Yeah, I try and explain it to everyone I talk to now, because once people understand it, then they know where I'm coming from. So yeah, the way we put a vision statement is in the current tense. So I am. So I am inspiring humanity, because that's who I've been working with the last year and a half with Lobster. I'm inspiring humanity to build a collective, and the word collective came from my wife. It was like you are a collective. That's what you are. So a collective of what I now understand is sovereign conscious leaders. Because the bottom line is, we all are sovereign. We just don't know it half the time. And we need to, in order to affect change in this new world, this new economy, this new earth, we have to be conscious of who we are, understand that, and that goes with sovereignty. But we're all leaders, So after the event, we've got to be able to impact, and I want to say not influence, but it's like people need to see our light.
But you did say inspire, right?
Well, that's what I said right in the beginning. Yeah, I am inspiring. So That's what it's about. So okay, I'll say it again, right? I'll say it again.
Yeah, say it again.
I am inspiring humanity by building a collective of sovereign, conscious leaders. That's the vision, and that's all. That's what's in the heart. That's what's driving me. I get up. I'm now getting up out of bed at 5 every morning, bouncing out of bed. My wife goes, "How the hell do you get out of bed like that, full of enthusiasm?" Well, I'm driven. But I'm not driven the way I was before. I'm driven in a new way. So everything I do on purpose. and I'm not sort of I wouldn't say fumble my way. It's not the case, but I just have more direction, and I just the passion's there more so than ever before. So I'm just loving the new leader.
That was your vision, right? You just talked about your purpose, because in my particular model of, really rediscovering your true higher self, there's a vision, that's the why. And what is the purpose? Because the purpose is, the way I define it is what you get out of bed every day to do that drives you on the straightest line to that vision. So what is that purpose, Brownie? Share that with us too, please.
Yeah, well, it's something I've been saying to my admin teams for months, because I've seen them grow, I've seen them change, and I've seen them get so much confidence just by being within the leadership team, because they do tasks, they expand their knowledge and their skills, and my idea of that is that I'm helping them, I'm giving them an opportunity to shine. And I've used that term for quite a while. It's your time to shine. I've always said that to Michelle and Shane and a bunch of others, because we all have it within us, but we got to step up. We've got to step up and step out to make that thing happen. And that's what I call being able to shine. So what I'm saying by that, when I've understood that, the purpose as such, I'm empowering people to be free to shine. So empowering basically means that I'm giving people the opportunity, the tools, and the platform to do their thing.
To be free.
To be free to shine.
To be free to shine.
To be free.
They're big words, right? And so if you deconstruct that sentence, it begins with I am. There's no. It's not I will, I'd like to, I think, maybe I can. It is I am. That is massive commitment and conviction. Empowering people to be freedom to shine, which means that. And what's shining? They're shining their light, right?
Yes, that's right.
Light is love. Light is love.
Yeah.
And so, everybody that's watching this, you've heard Brownie's vision statement, you've heard Brownie's, purpose statement. This is just two elements of, what constitutes, the makeup of, his true higher source self. And, what do you feel about this now? Is it giving you kind of massive clarity and focus, direction?
Everything I'm doing now is with extreme purpose, if that's the right word. I've always been passionate and driven, but can I say extreme purpose? I mean, I left the voicemail for you. I think it was last Friday, and I said, "Mate, you bastard, you've put me through this program, and now I'm just so fired up. I mean, like I was just so much full of energy and boosted. So I knew what you're doing. You were setting me up to succeed, you bugger. Crikey.
To succeed even more, let's talk about that. And you've already been incredibly successful with the collective long before I came along, but now it's kind of moving.
It's the next level.
It's you know what, I kind of look at it like this, Brownie. You're not transforming, you're evolving at a very rapid rate. You're evolving from where you were through the rediscovery of your true higher source self, which has given you clarity, focus, and massive energy, right? And I can feel your energy now. It's extraordinary. In fact, the whole leadership team at the collective have
we're buzzing.
Noticed it. And because you are the founder and creator of the collective, everybody's kind of feeling it and everybody's rising up. That's why, I was, when you said to me, let's not call them the admin team anymore. They're really the leadership team. We're all leaders here. It's like, hallelujah. Now we're talking.
I made it. I did it. I recognize it. Yeah, that's right. But you know what? And again, we've talked off camera before. Sometimes you make a statement and you say something for one purpose, and that's for me to go, oh God, I got it, because a lot of this stuff has got to come from within. But what you do is you set the parameters, the field to be able to draw this stuff out. It's in there. I know it's in there somewhere with everything. But it's how you can draw it out.
Yeah, this is one of the biggest challenges that I think humanity has, is we're all looking outside for answers. But how do you find answers outside when there is just a sea of deception and misinformation, disinformation? And by the way, the answers aren't out there anyway. I mean, we were born with the answers. We came, we're all divine sparks of light, right, of creator. And so, we come in as love and light, and we come in with the answers, and then we have them programmed out of us. We have them suppressed out of us. But the fact of the matter is they're still in there. And, the joyful experience I've had with you, which I've had with, many hundreds of other leaders, is I just play this game, which I'm pretty good at, of being able to say, I know you've got it in you. I'm just here to help you draw it out, to find your truth. And then, to craft that into just those little sentences that are extremely well worded, that then just become not only, if you're going to inspire anybody as a leader, inspire yourself. If you're going to compel anybody as a leader, compel yourself. And if you're going to, kind of master energy, master your own. And then what happens by osmosis, by association, but, by quantum physics, really, Quantum Brownie has got his handle on the quantum physics, and now your energy is becoming, pervasive. And
infectious,
and everybody feels it, right? And so it's almost like you're rising up your energy through clarity and focus and through the control of your own energy, and then everybody else is going, well, let's go. I mean, look, come on. And they're starting to discover, and just on that point, you asked me, right, Glen, now that I'm well into this program and we've done this work, can we do this best self-identity program with the entire leadership team? Correct?
Yes, indeed, because it's important. I mean, I go back to how my philosophy right in the beginning was, it's no good me taking advantage of wealth transference and having these funds and have no friends, have no one to share it with. And it's the way I see it with the leadership team. We're all growing together. We're all just doing phenomenal stuff behind the scenes, and I want to do it with a team that's all singing off the same song sheet, all excited, all having their own personal epiphanies. You know what I mean? It's I've got some pretty
discovering their own power, their own truth.
And there's so much
highest self, right? Their source self.
Yeah. I mean, there's so much great talent within the collective leadership team, and I tell you what, there's a ton of it still in the community. So, I mean, I'll just put it out there. If you want to step up and be a leader, we'd love to have you on board, because there's so much to do post-event. So, it's like, this is just the beginning. We're just starting here. This game is just warming up. We're in the first innings. That's it.
There's, and you're right about that. I mean, one of the things I have noticed, one of the things that I teach leaders is it's not about competition. It's not about confrontation. It's about collaboration, co-creation, cooperation. And one of the interesting things I noticed when I came into the collective was, you're already doing it. It was a joy for me to see that.
Look, we haven't got to where we are right now without following some natural laws and the right way of doing things in this new economy. But what we're doing now is we're taking it to the next level. What's coming up is really awesome.
If I can say this, it is going to be the people that are sovereign, conscious leaders that are going to be the leaders that are equipped to not only manage, to navigate their way through these tumultuous, chaotic waters, right? And what we're going to, what's going to be revealed to us. You've got to kind of be ready for that. You've got to be prepared for that. And not only that, But when you get to the other side of the event, right, when there's Jasara happening and when there's this massive transference of wealth, which the collective does an amazing job of helping people to know how to do, right? To be able to know how to set themselves up to really benefit incredibly from that wealth transference. You don't want a whole bunch of people from the collective on the other side that just don't know how to manage all that money, all that wealth. They're not the kind of leaders that that can take on humanitarian projects and succeed and get sustainable success. Yeah. And so, your vision, and you told me this, and I've kind of had it in my mind, but, you said it to me. You said, Glenn, I really want to develop a collective. And I don't care if it's millions of people, a collective of millions of people that are sovereign, conscious leaders that move through, that navigate their way through this beautifully, as their true highest self, fulfilling their highest potential. And when we get to the other side and all that wealth transference happens, they're going to be the active light workers that are actually going to do the work with the money and make it work successfully for the new earth, right? That was what you said to me, I remember.
Because, the thing is, when we get to the other side, there's going to be a leadership vacuum. Because in this current economy, who are the leaders? Most of them are not nice people. So when we have a restructure of society, there's going to be a call out for leaders. So anyone right now that is already working this model of being a sovereign conscious leader, they're going to be the ones that will be out there on the other side that will be called into positions. So leadership is a calling. True leadership is like you rise up to the occasion. That's why I like it when somebody goes, oh, I can do that. Oh, I'll try that. Look, I haven't done that before, but just give me some instruction, and I'll do that for you. They're being drawn up into it. So, after the event, definitely I see a leadership vacuum, but that spells opportunity. And if the right people are moving into leadership positions, then we know we're in good hands.
And who are the right people? Let me answer my own question, because I know you would agree with me. Everybody.
Everyone has that opportunity.
Everybody has the opportunity.
Everyone
to be
has the opportunity.
Sovereign, conscious leader. And, if they're going to lead anything first, they should lead their own life. And then after that, the ability to be a member of this collective of, co-creating, collaborating, cooperating, sovereign, conscious leaders that are going to be forging out there to be the ones that have got the funds to create the new earth in a way that it should, based on love and light. Correct?
Spot on. I mean, can I get that recording? Because that was pretty darn good. But it's true. I mean,
we want everybody in the collective to know this, right?
Yeah.
This is a key part of the program now. And so, it's not just about financial sovereignty, because unless you have personal sovereignty that really focuses on who you really are as your true highest self and why you're here, then there's going to be trouble, because you're not going to be equipped to handle the financial sovereignty.
You'd be incongruent. That's right.
That's a beautiful way of putting it. You'd be incongruent. And so we want congruency. We want this kind of a beautiful, merging, if you will, of personal sovereign, consciousness with financial sovereign consciousness, so that we've got people that are leaders that are equipped to be able to not only handle themselves through, an even greater crisis that's coming, but to be able to handle the wealth transfer in a way that everybody benefits. A lot of people are going to have their own specific things that they want to focus on in terms of, humanitarian projects or projects around animals or nature or whatever. And so, they're going to be able to choose that. That's their choice. But how they handle that and how they make sure it's successful and the money's not blown, the money's not wasted, is really important. So that's why this sovereign conscious leadership program that I'm spearheading inside the collective through my programs, the Best Self-Identity Method, is so crucial, correct?
This is the foundation, I believe. This is why I'm so passionate about myself doing the program, the leadership team, and then offering it out to everyone,
everybody,
in the collective, because if you come to the collective right now, you're already streets ahead of everybody else, because in many ways in many ways that you are a sovereign being. We can define that further. You know that something great's coming, and you're preparing for it. So by coming into the collective, you see it all the time. The amount of people that come onto the Zoom calls, watch the videos, asking questions. You're active. You cannot be in the collective and just be a fence sitter. This is your opportunity. Here we go. This is your opportunity to shine before the event, so that you're best prepared for it. Because I'm telling you now that if you don't do the work now, and this is why I'm sort of going, holy crap, there's work to do. If you don't do the work now, it's going to be a ton harder after the event. We are going into a brave new world, but if you're not prepared now, then it only gets harder. Think about your family and friends that haven't had they haven't chosen to learn the things that you've learned. Your job as a sovereign leader will be to lead and guide them through the process on the other side. So there's none of this. I told you so. No. Our job as sovereign leaders is to be able to guide and help and support humanity on the other side, whether that's personally your own family or your own country, the world. We're there to guide and help.
Absolutely. And so, Brownie, thank you for that. And I just want to finish off by saying, for those who are members of the collective and would like to jump into this, Sovereign Conscious Leadership Program, you'll find a link below. And for those who are watching who are not yet members of the collective, there's a link below for you as well to join. And if you do both, right? If you do both, then there's two extraordinary things that are going to happen. Either you'll evolve or transform, and you'll do that through the ability to rediscover who you really are and why you're here, your true higher source self, and that is personal sovereignty. And then inside the collective as well, you'll be able to get financial sovereignty. Put these two things together, and what you're going to do is be incredibly equipped to not only help yourself, but to help everybody you love and care about, to help the collective of humanity to evolve much faster. Would that be a good way of saying it, Brownie?
On that note, I think we're done. Well done. That's what it is. Yes.
Mate,
indeed.
Thank you for your time. Quantum Brownie, thank you for your time. And we'll sign off from here. Bye for now.
Bless you, mate. Cheers. Bye.